Good morning, South Africa. Today is Tuesday, 22nd of February 2022, and here are the top 5 stories that have made headlines for today. The worst of COVID-19 is, almost certainly, behind us now. The arrival of Omicron and its BA.2 variant barely put a dent in our healthcare services, and the state of disaster is set to expire in March. However, South Africa may have already taken a giant leap out of lockdown, thanks to the new self-isolation guidance. The National Institute of Communicable Diseases, NICD, has updated their requirements for South Africans who register a positive COVID-19 test. They are also advocating for an end to all quarantine directives, while asking for active contact tracing to come to a halt. Essentially, this is living with COVID guidance. Greater freedoms will now be granted to those testing positive for the virus, in both asymptomatic and symptomatic cases. After the last couple of years, it's perhaps inevitable that cluster outbreaks of certain diseases can put the people of South Africa on high alert. However, the National Institute of Communicable Diseases, NICD, is aiming to talk down the threat of typhoid fever, and they've already embarked on a myth-busting mission. Small outbreaks of typhoid, also known as enteric fever, have been registered in the Western Cape, Northwest and Gauteng over the past few months, and dozens of cases have been registered since the back end of last year. However, some people are now adamant that the quality of tap water in South Africa is to blame. Social media has been ablaze recently, as prominent posts perpetuating these rumors have taken flight. The NICD, however, has rubbished the claims entirely. As far as our scientific experts are concerned, there is no evidence that typhoid clusters are linked to contaminated municipal water supplies. Bloody hell, this is sad. A toddler has been taken into police care over the weekend, after a woman seemingly abandoned the boy in a Midrand suburb. The suspect was seen driving a VW Polo on Sagewood Street, and SAPS officials are desperately trying to trace the young lad's parents. An off-duty police officer became the hero of the hour, after he was called to attend to the boy. Wearing a blue top and a cap, the youngster was distressed, and only had the kindness of strangers for comfort. Plenty of witnesses saw the abandonment, but crucially, none of them were able to remember the vehicle's registration plates. Those with any information whatsoever have been urged to contact SAPS, either in person or via the designated Crime Stop number, which is 0860010111. The woman who dumped the boy is now facing charges of child neglect, as well as a major public backlash. The news has broken hearts across social media, and the hunt is on to find this mystery VW Polo driver. Approximately 170 people were assessed, at least 60 of them hospitalized, following a suspected gas leak at a university student residence in Parktown. ER24 spokesperson Russell Myring said ER24, City of Johannesburg EMS and other services were called to the scene shortly before 18h00 after numerous students complained of shortness of breath. On arrival, emergency workers found that numerous students aged 18 and upwards had already evacuated the buildings and were now crowding the sidewalk and street. Medics set up a triage area and began to tend to the patients, assessing approximately 170 people, he said. Myring said after the assessments, medics transported roughly 60 patients to nearby hospitals in the area. We are so excited. A South African software developer Francois Botha has put together and hosted an Afrikaans version of word game sensation Wordle, which he has dubbed Wortel. Wordle is a browser-based game that has taken the world by storm and been bought by the New York Times Company. The game is a word-guessing game based on the mechanics of the board game Mastermind. Players have 6 chances to guess a 5-letter word. The game indicates whether letters have been correctly guessed and whether letters are in the correct position. This is Leah for the South African.